Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. So, today is day 2 of this transformation in progress, okay? And so, I did not come in like I thought I would. I said if I was in my body this morning, it was just no way I was going to have y'all. It was fun. It was definitely fun. So, I came to this space because one is day 2. 2, had some thoughts about how I wanted to open the space up. And I told you all that, this is a teaching space, learning space, and I want to kind of take you all through the steps that I take when I start making transformations in my life. This is, I've been starting over for forever, just through me figuring out what I want, being able to surrender and not be caught inside of the transition. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you all should go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like, and go ahead and share this information with everybody you know, because this is our day that we're going to walk into accountability. All right. So that's what we're going to do. But when I usually do this thing, I make a plan for myself day by day because things change, right? I live a very fast-paced, ever-changing life. I'm responsible for a lot of things. A lot of people, depend on my clarity. And I say that from a space of humility, right? And so what I usually do at night is I go through, and this isn't one of them. I make a list, a to-do list, and sometimes it's called something else when I'm feeling fun. But it gives me a chance to look at what it is that I have for the next day. Now, my schedule has been slightly interrupted over the last 2 months. I said yesterday in a video that my mother I just said that I was caregiving for my mother. So let me backtrack you all. And so this is how I decided to work in the story, because I want you all to understand that you are having these experiences, whatever you call these experiences, but it's really up to you to focus in on what it is. It's really up to us to focus in on what it is that we want and work it into the circumstances that we are presented with. So out of our control, my mom, myself, and there's so much more to the story, but right here, this little chunk, that she had to have a third brain surgery. Now, my mother started having brain surgeries when I was about 8 or 9 years old. She had her first brain surgery at 28. And then from there, she's had 2 more, this last one being in October. So that switched the gears and the wheels on things, but it gave a powerful space for things to occur, right? So because of that, I've had the opportunity to really set the stage for recreating what it is that I desire, what it is that I say I want, which is to grow my brand, right? And to grow into who I see myself as, which is a speaker, author. And I just co-authored a book, right? It comes out in just a few days on the 21st of December. So it's happening, right? And so now is the time that I take all these pieces that I've gathered in the last 11, 12 years and put them into strategy, right? And so part of that strategy is that every day I write down the things that I need to do for the next day. I'll call it a to-do list for today or tonight. And then what I also do is I write down my name. I write down my mother's name. And I write down my son's name. Now, these are my top priorities, right? This is what I want to get done as it relates to all of us. Now, I usually give us all space for about 3 things because I'm the one that's responsible for these. So I don't want this list to be crazy long, but I really want it to be something that's attainable. So I usually start with Isaiah because his is usually really simple, truthfully. It may be check his account, send money the next day. It may be, and that's usually something, that's the other thing that I do. So if I put something on this list that I can do in 2 minutes or less, I go ahead and do that. I do not wait. If it can be done in sometimes, depending on what time it is that I do this list, then if I have time, I'll go ahead and do it then, so I make sure that the list stays pretty much up to date. So for Isaiah for tomorrow, gonna check his travel arrangements. And I'm going to check on his senior things like pictures that we need to order, find out about his cap and gown, graduation stuff. And he already let me know that he's contacted his college advisor. So what else? Okay, that may be it for him. So I'm not gonna press my brain. So for my mom, I know she needs to make an appointment tomorrow. I need to make an appointment for her primary care physician. And also I may need to check on her physical therapy for outpatient because we didn't talk about that today. And she just had PT today though. And then was there anything else for her? I need to check with the doctor's office about disability paperwork. And also a placard. Okay. And then for me, I am rewriting a ritual. Right. And I also am creating content. And tomorrow is Friday, so I've got to go grocery shopping. All right. Now, what I've also done is on the main calendar in the house, I have listed out the chores that I'm, just to divvy them up so I can see them in real time, right? And so it's just 3 days a week that I'm doing mopping, vacuuming, things like that. So that's how I keep that situated. And the bathroom gets cleaned every day because I'm in there every day. So that's how I keep those things situated. So this is how I'm going to hold myself accountable over the next few weeks, right? This space right here, I am agreeing to come in here every day for the next 90 days to share my journey, my history, who I am, what it is that I'm up to, and why I'm doing this in real time. And also bring up through some of the things that are sincerely important to me. I spend a lot of time in the social media space observing things, and not because I'm just being nosy or looky-loo. I'm really a solution-oriented, solution-based person. And so when I have an opportunity, I like to see what people are experiencing and speak to that, right? It's really about us remembering that we are in control of everything that is within us, right? And this is really about learning to control our nervous system and move through things without that feeling of chaos and anxiety. That's my goal. That's what I do. That's what you are experiencing is the Trigger to Transform program in real time through me, right? And you'll get to see me utilize different tools for myself that I'm hoping that I'm passing on to you. So I'm going to get more tech savvy. That's my next thing for this space, right? Because I should be able to do this on this computer or wherever so that you all can see what I'm doing. And I have to learn to edit, right? Because I don't know how to do any of that either. And so this is very much a learning space. I'm not going to be editing what I say. If I mess up a word, then y'all just gonna have to ride and rock with me because I'm not doing that type of stuff. But I do want to be able to add in combinations of videos and pictures when I'm starting to talk about these things because it's that, just to grow the channel. That's the intention. So thank you for sticking it out with me for the first 90 days of this, the first 90 videos, the first 90 encounters. Remember to like, share, and subscribe with me and share with all of your friends and family if you feel like they are in the space where they're ready to grow and they're ready to experience the next level of themselves and their lives through the lens of, what is it, y'all? Spirituality, finances, physical health, physical wellness, optimal wellness, right? Discipline and creating structure. So I'm going to share just a little bit about what you are experiencing and why it's important. Okay, so we all operate within systems. Our inside of our body is a system. We are a system. And so it's important that we take the time to reprogram our system. And that's what we're doing here. We are being intentional with our time. We are being intentional with our thoughts. We're being intentional with our words, and we're being intentional with our actions. By doing this, why is this important for us to do? We can stop falling into default mode. We can stop reacting and start responding to things in a way that's beneficial for ourselves and everyone around us. We can start to develop our relationships in a way that matters, right? We can get out of this conversation of making everyone else wrong and taking accountability for who it is that we are and what it is that we're up to. That's why it's important, and that's why I am here, more or less, because I realize the importance for myself. Because I realize that no one's going to come save me. And if I'm really going to do it, then I'm going to have to do it. And I'm going to have to drag myself with me. One of my favorite people that you'll ever hear me talk about is Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman is my favorite person because when her family, her sister, her mother, her father, the story as it is told, was not prepared to leave the plantation. They were not prepared for their freedom. How long are we going to not be prepared for our freedom mentally? How long are we going to be enslaved in our minds to think that things have to remain the same when nothing's controlling us but us? She's one of my favorites because she didn't push the issue. She kept going. I'm not here to push the issue. I'm doing this regardless. This is what I do. But I understand that we're right now in a time where everyone's looking for something. Right? And so in this time, unlike Harriet, I'm not going to carry the pistol with me unless I need to get you up off of me. But it's your choice to go towards your personal freedom. I'm not saying that you got to do this. I'm saying the accountability is this video is going to be here. So when you do need 14 minutes to have a space for clearing, come here because you know this is a space that you can focus. This is a space that you can intentionally do your work to grow. I'm holding space for your growth while I'm holding space working in my own growth. Okay? That's why this is important. Harriet Tubman, channel her energy, walk, run, dig a hole, tunnel to your freedom right now through yourself. Be the rebel within for yourself. Stand up to yourself for yourself so that you can prosper. Listen, it sounds woo-woo, and it probably sounds a little naive and a little juvenile, and I'm not really concerned with any of that. Okay, so all I know is get ready, get ready, get ready. All right, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm excited. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful excursion for this evening. If this video resonates with you, if you are excited about it, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, all your family, comment, let me know what you're up to. And, you know, tell me how I can improve the channel. Please give me feedback. And if you have any tech advice, send me a message, triggeredtotransform@gmail.com, so that we can chat and you can teach me some stuff. Okay. And also, let's go ahead and get things rolling. If you are ready to keep your life moving and you want to be interviewed, hit me up, because what I love to do is talk to people. And that's the truth. I really do love to talk to people. I love learning about people. I love to hear the stories that make people amazing. And where, like, we can talk about all this later, but your transformation, what is it that you're bringing forward within yourself, and what steps are you taking in order to get there? Right? What are you willing to, how are you willing to show up? What are you willing to change about yourself to meet yourself at your most optimal place? That's what I want to talk about. All right. So think about all that, and I will see you all on day 3. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so grateful that you decided to go with me. Gratitude. All right, y'all. Be well. God is blessed.